Good morning, everybody. It's super late. It's 9 in the morning. Finally got that load over with, guys. It's done. It's done. I was unloaded about 12:30 this morning somewhere. They got me, I guess maybe I didn't cover that in the last video because I wasn't done yet. I didn't know what was going on. So they got me an appointment like 9:30 last night. And, well, we got it delivered. We got it done. It's whatever. It's whatever. I needed a shorter day, but I don't know if I'm right or wrong to be frustrated. I think probably right. And you guys can tell me. I did need a shorter day to keep recapping hours, so that's okay. And I only worked for 3 or 4 hours yesterday, which was really nice. And so I got here about 10:30 in the morning, almost a full 24 hours late on a load that I already told dispatch I would be late on. There was just no way to do it. You know, they said do your best and we'll reschedule that load for you, which they did not do. And then I ended up getting that appointment at 9:30 at night, so I sat around all day, which is okay for the recaps, but I did reach out to dispatch this morning and asked for extra compensation for having to sit on that all day after weekend dispatch did not reschedule like they said they would. And the answer I got back was, oh, I'm not sure, let me check on that. So knowing full well that I needed a shorter day to keep recapping, that actually works out for me. But I asked for more money anyways. So that was like 2 hours ago, and oh, I'm not sure, let me check is probably turning into let's just avoid it and not pay him any extra. Now, would you guys be frustrated knowing that you needed that shorter day anyways, so you can keep running your recaps? I'm a little over a week and a half out from taking some time off, and I would prefer to recap anyways so that I'm not having to reset before I take time off. So I don't know if it's right of me, honestly, to be frustrated or not. I just can't tell. I do like extra money, but I also told them not to reload me yesterday. Was it a waste of time, a waste of my time? I don't really know. I got to sit there and play video games all day. Can't be mad about that, right? And I told them not to reload me. So I don't know if it's just I'm sitting in the truck by myself thinking, and that's causing more frustration than it should, or what's going on. So I think I mentioned briefly in my last video, I'm having like a whole crisis that exists inside my head. And I think we all go through that as we get older, especially. That's one thing. But being truck drivers and always by ourselves, we always kind of go through this thing, right? And the only thing I can think is I have got to get my shit together, and I don't even know what that means. That's the problem. I'm like, okay, like what is my goal? What is my plan? We know I've been talking about the Sprinter vans and still very excited about that. I really am. But I have been out of curiosity, just a curiosity thing, because I'm not really planning to make a move, but I like to know about the world out there and what's going on, you know? So I've been looking at other things that are jobs that involve travel. Why don't you guys let me know if you know of anything like that? But it has to pay well. That's the problem, right? So you look at stuff like cruise lines, right? I mean, there's options. That would be kind of fun. Never tried anything like that. Now, it looks like you go out for like 2 months to 9 months at a time. That's too much. That's too much. If I didn't have a family, I would jump all over that, right? But it looks like the wages are really low. Really low. And for me, to sustain a family, we're looking at least, I don't need a whole lot, but you know, at least 70 grand a year, which can easily be made in trucking. I'm probably doing around that right now in a pretty bottom end job as far as trucking goes. It's just dry van, you know, over the road dry van. It's not like I'm trying that hard, you know, but I'm probably making around that 70 grand, just based on rough math, you know, because we get paid by the mile and every week's going to be different. You understand. But like the cruise lines, like, look like they don't really pay much, right? And then you start getting into like Amtrak. That'd be kind of cool, right? run across the country on a train, that's a whole other perspective. And it doesn't look like their pay is terrible. There's a long training thing that's around 2 months, which I wouldn't mind at all, but I don't know how much they pay for the training. It's all just a crisis in my head, guys. It's not like I'm doing anything, but I do think about these things, right? I don't know what they would pay for that training, and is that sustainable? And then they put you on sort of like an extra board, kind of like food service trucking companies do, where they're like, oh, we don't really have work for you yet, but we'll just fill you in wherever. But after all that's over, it doesn't seem like it pays horrible, right? I thought briefly about flight attendant, but could you imagine me giving a goofy ass speech at the beginning of a flight about put on your safety vest and the exits are here and here, and I just couldn't imagine me doing that. But it doesn't look like the pay's terrible. About a year ago, I looked at cargo ships, you know, selling all over the world, which I thought would be super interesting and may still have an interest in it. It doesn't look like the money's bad, but it's getting yourself set up to do it that is a bit of a process, right? And the reason I'm bringing that all up is not a lot of people want to travel for a living, right? So obviously a lot of people do. There's a lot of people out there that do those kind of jobs, but there's also a lot of people that don't, and since I'm so used to it, maybe those are options, right? Just out of curiosity. I know my head works weird, but I like to think of options. What's really out there in the world, right? I'll probably never settle for anything. I'll probably be a crazy person for the rest of my life. I doubt I'll see 80 years old. Doubt that. But in the event that I do, I'll still be like wondering what else is out there, right? I wish space exploration was like a normal thing, right? Like space meteorite miner or something, where you, I don't know, you fly into space and bring back a rock full of precious metals. Could that be a thing? Because that'd be fun. That'd be fun. Could do some space age stuff. But yeah, that's just kind of the whole thing that's going on in my head right now. Is like, what really exists in the world, right? What really exists out there? And I'd hate to ever stop considering those things, you know. But I just don't know. I'm gonna get to it, guys. I gotta head up to Flagstaff for a load going back to Albuquerque. Short load. I'll be done with it tomorrow morning, to head back to Flagstaff again empty for another load going back to Albuquerque. I don't know what the hell we're doing. I have no idea, but hey, that's what they got us doing. That's what they got us doing, I guess. So I'm gonna head out. I'll talk to you guys soon. If you like have any like weird ideas, throw them out there just for my own curiosity, I guess, in the comments, and then I can look at it. Talk to you guys soon. All right, hello. My morning whining is over. You know how it is. Wake up in the morning and you're like, what the hell? So anyways, yeah, it's fine. So they didn't tell me no to more money. They just said, oh, we'll see. And at the time, that was not the answer I wanted to hear. Not even a little bit. So as you can imagine, I was really frustrated that they had to check on that. But that's a dumb thing to be frustrated about. But we do it to ourselves out here, drivers. You know, we sit here and just think about stuff all by ourselves and be mad, right? They're cool. They're good. They paid me an extra $500. I mean, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it? That'd be cool. An extra 500 miles on that settlement to sit there and babysit that load all day and then spend half the damn night delivering it. So that is very cool. That's awesome. I like that. So let me clear up a little bit of what I was talking about earlier. I'm still very much interested in the van thing, but I sometimes get interested in other stuff in the world around me. I don't know why I feel the need to justify the way my head works, but I've been looking at some cool stuff today. Different kind of jobs, like dangerous jobs, and you know, jobs that people don't really want to do. You know, not like sewage or anything like that. That'd be gross. But just kind of looking at stuff like that out of my own curiosity, I guess. And there's some really cool stuff out there. I don't even want to say what, because if I really dive into it, I might go do one of those things. but I don't really know. But I don't know, maybe it's a midlife crisis, guys. What do you think? Like, I've kind of always been wired this way, like, oh, I should look at other things. What else exists out there? And I hate the idea that I'm locked into one thing for life and I'll never, like, be able to do another thing. And that, I start to freak out. I start to panic. Like, it's almost like a claustrophobic feeling. You know what I mean? If that makes any kind of sense. And I refuse to believe that, like, trucking is the only thing that's out there, right? If you guys, which most of you have, you've followed my trucking career, is that I have such a huge interest in trying other things out and learning other things that it almost drives me to the point of insanity. I got to try this, I got to try that, and makes me go crazy. So right now everything's just like, what really is there kind of stage, you know? I don't care. I already know what some of the comments are. People freaking out that I've quit this job or some weird stuff like that, and they think I should work here until the day I die, and all these weird things. And I'm kind of, that used to really bother me in the comment section here on YouTube, but I'm kind of just over it, because if nothing else, I'm living my life the way I want to, you know? And you can never, why would I want to be there on my deathbed, hoping that, like, someone on YouTube approved of the decisions I made? Like, and they were like, yeah, good for him, he worked at that company for 20 years, what a guy. They're never gonna say that. That's never going to happen. So I'm kind of past the point of caring about all that. I don't give a shit. If I go try 10, 20 more career fields before I die just to see what they're like, to me, that's a life worth living right there. You know, that's something worth doing, to have so many just interesting experiences that most people don't have, you know. And I refuse to go out that way. That's really all there is to it. I refuse to go out that way and settle in and say, you know what, I'm just going to drive this truck for the next 20 years. And it's just got my little brain churning, you know what I mean? Just something's ticking up there. I just don't know what yet. You guys ever feel like that? Like you have a thought in your head, but you don't know what the thought is just yet. And you're like, if I just think harder, like it'll just pop out. It's like taking a shit, but it's like in your brain. Just think harder and that idea will pop out. But yeah, I guess that's really it. I still have much interest in the Sprinter van thing, but as I'm learning today, as I'm having apparently career day in my truck over here, as we're having a career day over here, I'm finding that I might have an interest in a lot of different things, right? A lot of different things. And to me, God damn it, in my 40s, that feels pretty good. That feels pretty good to still have an interest in something, because that's one of the biggest things I was afraid of in life, was I was just gonna fucking just wither away and die. And it looks like that's probably not gonna be the case. And we'll see what all that means. We'll see what all that means going into the future. But whatever happens, I promise you guys it will be interesting. I promise you guys. I'm not going to get an accounting job. I'm just excited today. It's very rare. Guys, we all know this, right? As we get older, it gets increasingly more difficult to wake up every day and just be excited, you know, and do something. And I don't even know if this results in me taking any action, but goddamn, just to feel excitement for a little while sure feels nice to this old man. So anyways, I got my new load picked up. Now I'm headed to Albuquerque, and it looks like they just got me going back and forth. I think I've got 4 or 5 loads for the rest of the week, just running back and forth. Not a big deal, 320 miles each way, so 640 round trip. Half of that's empty, and they're just gonna pay me to do that. Cool. It's not going to be killer miles, I don't think. I don't even know what day it is. Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, let's say 6, 12, 18, 24, just a rough estimate. And then I need 8 to get over there to Phoenix. About 8, I think, altogether. So what were we at? 24.8. So we're at 32 plus the 500 extra they're going to pay me. Looks like it's shaping up to be about a 3,700 mile week, which obviously is not possible to do when you're, well, it might be possible to do running your clock if you had all drop-in hooks and sure places to park. I'd have to do the math on that, but 7 times 6 is 42 if you did 700 miles every day for 6 days. I guess you could, in theory, get up there around 4,000, but everything would have to go perfect, huh? Anyways, that's it for me for now, guys. I'll probably come back at the end of the day, add a little something to this, and that will be the video. For now, though, it's time for me to get out of here. I've been here for an hour doing a drop-in hook because I couldn't find my damn trailer, but we finally found it. It was buried back here in the corner all by itself. And that'll be that, guys. So away we go. Talk to you in a bit. All right, now what the hell were we talking about? About time to wrap this video up. We've almost got enough of my complaining in here for the day to get a full video. Long story short, even though we've already done the long story, we won the day. We won the day. We got that extra 500 miles out of dispatch, and that's the thing I've been saying since I went back to company. One of the benefits of company is that if something don't go right and it's not your fault, somebody owes you money. And I know I've gotten a couple of comments, people acting like I'm crazy and stuff because I'm like, I'm gonna tell them they owe me money. I'll give you a good example. Last time I went home, they sent me home a day early, right? And I said I'm not supposed to be home a day early, but it was more their lack of communication with me that really made me mad, because they thought that I had went home, but I was sitting in Denver waiting for their instructions, and I fell asleep while I was waiting, because they were telling me, we're gonna try to, you know, squeeze in an extra load, maybe you can relay something or something like that, get you some more miles and all that, which is all good, but they never did, right? So I remember saying on that video, if they send me home, I'm going to demand compensation for that, because I'm not supposed to be home. But had they just said, hey, go home, instead of leaving me sit in Denver for a few hours, I might have been singing a different tune. Well, there were some comments that's like, Josh, what are you talking about? You don't get layover pay for going home. Oh yeah? Is that a fact? Because I did. They gave me an extra $150 for, mainly it was because I was not impressed with their lack of communication. I could have been home hours and hours earlier had they just said, oh yeah, you're going home. Well, they didn't. And so I told them in a more polite, professional way, hey, you kind of wasted my time. You know, I could have went home. And I did get a little bit of money, $150 for going home a day early. All right. So I know that a lot of times I appear to be out of my damn mind. This video is a perfect example. Midlife crisis. We're all going through it with me, right? But I'm not that crazy. All right? I'm not that crazy. If they're not doing what they said they would do and they're not communicating with me, then they're wasting my time, and my time has value. You guys all can agree with that, right? Your time has value also. So I just wanted to throw that in there. I always ask for extra money now that I'm company again. Hey, I did what I was supposed to do. I communicated with you what the issue was before it was even an issue, and you still put me in a bad position. Yeah, you give me that extra 500 miles. I'll take it. I'll take it. So, and to be fair, this company is really good about that. When it's like, hey, don't you think I should get paid a little something for this? They go, yeah, maybe you should. Maybe you should. So that's all taken care of. So I guess sort of the point of this video today, as I get older, I'm realizing that no matter what it is, it doesn't matter what it is, I can't do the same thing for the rest of my life. I wish I could just chill out, and I wish I could just settle in and say, this is what I'm gonna do until the day I die, and just be content with that. But I'm starting to really realize something you guys probably already realized a long time ago. I just don't have it in me, right? I don't hate trucking. Sometimes I greatly dislike trucking, but it's more of a me problem. right? That I can't fix. I was gonna say that I have to fix, but the fact of the matter is I can't fix it. I just don't have it in me to just be bored and do the same thing every day. And I don't know what that means for me. I talked to my wife today about some different options that I would consider. Nothing's been done on those options. I'm not in this huge hurry to like go do anything. And a couple of them, she said I sound crazy. She said that she understands why I feel that way. And so with all that said, well, fuck, I don't have a point. I don't have a point. I don't have it in me, guys. I don't have it in me to spend the next 20, 30, 40 years just driving down the same interstate that I've seen thousands of times already. You know, I just, here's what I'm missing, okay? This is an important point I should have made sooner. When I first got into trucking, when I went to CDL school, this truck scared the hell out of me. I mean, does it to most people. It's huge, right? And like, how the hell am I gonna drive this down the interstate, right? And then you start thinking about like cities. Oh my God. I remember being in class and, you know, the CDL instructors, how they all are, you know, you can't do what I do, boy, you know, all this weird shit. They start talking about driving in the Northeast and how it's impossible and you just can't make corners up there and things like that. I remember sitting in that class about to shit myself. Well, sometimes that's the only excitement I get out of life is just being scared of something and then going at it just head on. To me, that matters. To me, that's exciting. And as much as I respect this machine, it does not scare me in the least anymore. Well, that's not exciting, is it? This is boring. I've seen all the truck stops. I've seen it all, man. I've seen it all. And that's my problem right now. I'm just fucking bored. So, how about that? That's my problem right now. I'm just bored. The hell am I supposed to do with that information? I don't really know. Anyways, let me get this video uploaded. Y'all let me know what you think. Bye now.